let's go back to the like aggression-based matchmaking system, because like that kind of a system cultivates an expectation when somebody is generally friendly that the majority of people are friendly, and all that does is further villainize the aggressive players that they do encounter. Not that there's anything wrong with being an aggressive player.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Kind of pissed off that the game is saying that about me when I've never even played ranked. I have no comparison for how good I am. I don't watch people play this game. I just play it. Yeah. And I just keep seeing Ruby shit in all the enemy team. Sometimes I get them on my team too. Like, I'm not saying that I don't get matched with good players. The difference is when you queue solo, you get solo bitches most of the time on your team. Not bitches. You get solo people on your time on your team most of the time, while the enemy team ends up being stacked because most of the people that are good play in a team. And they're all on mic. They're all calling shit out. They obviously play ranked. They have the Ruby shit. So, I get so frustrated. And then, that's not even considering the fact that, what is it? Smurfing. Smurfing seems, I'm not making accusations, I'm just saying that a level 12 that's doing some of the shit that I'm seeing and is being put in the lobbies with the people that I'm being put is either cheating or smurfing.
What does smurfing mean?
Smurfing means you've hit, like, top rank in the game, and you're in the highest level of skill-based matchmaking, so every single match is sweaty as fuck. And because it's sweaty as fuck all the time, there's no room for the nuanced play styles with really underpowered or inefficient loadouts and stuff just to have fun.
Oh, right.
This is the logical benefit of the doubt explanation. This is how I would see the reason to do it, but some people just really want to stomp newbies and get clips and make YouTube videos. I mean, I want to make videos and look like I'm doing good too, but I mean, you get it, yeah.
I think they're like, some of the community calls it like the trolling and the
griefing.
The griefing, yeah.
I was under the impression griefing in the final specifically meant griefing the enemy team in cash out so that you team up with the crappy team. God, I'm such a dick. But you team up with the less skilled team in the match, essentially, without them knowing it, and you all focus fire the better teams early, get them out, and then the last few...
Yeah.
Or this is World Tour.
World Tour doesn't seem to be able to fix it. That's the thing. They can't seem to fix the griefing of that. Like, that's basically, when it comes to ranked, like, that's what's happening. And you know what also they're doing is that, so everyone has their main account, and then their alt account is like their griefing account.
Yeah.
So they get on there, and then they push their friend's Ruby main account to like into Ruby and holds them there because they
want to lock real players out of the other position so they can't compete. Yeah, that's pretty shit too. But that I'm almost I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that that's smurfing. That's a result of smurfing, and griefing is specifically the in-game action of expunging the superior team. But you know, at this point, is it part of the game? You know, like, there are so many layers to cash out, and especially like World Tour, and I'm sure I can't be the only one that it's occurred to that could just be considered a strategic contemplation.
I think it does it to me too, because if I'll play a series of matches, and like, there's been games in there I'm running circles around this person, like, it's almost like comical. Well, it is comical.
Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, those are just incompetent controller players. Competent controller players have enough game sense to work within the confines of the controller, so they don't if they're good, they don't routinely put themselves in positions where, you know, they have to spin around and whatever, and if they do get in that position, their hip fire is usually fast enough that they can manage a swing shot, you know, just whoop. They just whip around and whatever, and then the ADS is slow. But you'll know when a controller player is good because they play the angles, they hold corners, and they let the aim assist do the heavy lifting for them. And that's not meant to sound disparaging. I was a controller player forever. I just know how it works.
Yeah.
You were saying the bot lobbies and...
Well, yeah. So this deadlock game, it's a still key access. So you like,
Also, there's very few people in there. Many of them are
yeah,
probably very good because
yeah.
they
So
wanted the key in the first place.
exactly. So I've been one of the streamers Australian streamer that I watch. He's been playing it. He used to do all finals content, and he has since left. Pretty much, I don't see him on the finals at all anymore because of the griefing.
Oh,
Because he was trying to rank up, but he's like, I can't. And the other thing is, in Australia, their lobbies, like, it would take, like, sometimes he would wait
10 minutes,
easy
15?
10 minutes, 15 minutes to get a game. And then he's like, he had some kind of, what do you call that? Like a server
VPN,
replacement. It's kind of like a VPN,
the router
but
thing.
yeah, I forget, trying to think about what the name of it is. Exit lag, I think, or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he runs kind of a program to increase, and he can jump around servers.
Speaking of which, real quick, just for anybody listening, actually, most of those things are scams. Same with VPNs. A lot of them just steal your fucking info. Anyway, do your research. Continued. Sorry.
Yeah,
God.
But when he's in Australia, like getting a game for the finals was just like, and then he just gets like his team gets griefed, even though he's on comms and everything. So like it was kind of, he was even playing Asian servers, and like there's lots of cheating over there too.
I was about to say, you know, it gets bad when you see sus shit and there's a Chinese gamer tag, but there are so many people out there. Maybe it just occurs to me that there would be a lot of people out there that would just troll and change their name to a Chinese gamer tag because they know they're really fucking good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there are literally people out there on YouTube.
That would be funny.
Their whole game, like the whole thing that they're actually doing is they're peddling this, is he or isn't he cheating? They literally play on higher sensitive, not that high sense is like whatever, but like they play on a higher sense so that it's easier to do this. It's more relaxing to do this at least, because you don't have to use such wide arm sweeps to flick and stuff. Or they use aim excel and get really good at that. But anyway, the whole point is to play in a manner in which you do a bunch of rebound flicks and actually no, not rebound flicks, because rebound flicks don't look aimbotty, but they'll do a lot of flick and really good tracking. And these people spend hundreds and hundreds, like thousands of fucking hours in aim trainers. Like, the process of improving the mechanical aim is fun to them. And yeah, they're fucking crazy.
That's not me.
Yeah.
I have seen, like, watching ARC content, like, we're a true cheater, like, because I'm like, how do they know? Because I'm like, I'm like watching, I'm looking at what you're seeing, and I didn't see anything. But there was one time that they were all behind this rock, and then out of nowhere, like, the guy got headshot through the rock, and I'm like, okay, that's cheating.
That's either cheating or really bad desync. And while we're talking about the finals, let me know if you've experienced it in the finals, because it feels like the servers have been shit. Or maybe I just get tired and then instantly rejuvenate the next match. Sometimes it seems like certain people literally just like, I don't know, they're harder to hit. Sometimes the game starts feeling weird, like when you get near them or whatever. And then like I've been killed around corners so goddamn much recently. There's that, and then you go to jump off the damn platform and you kind of get stuck on the wall, or you touch anything in the game world and you kind of get locked up on it no matter what direction you try to run, and like it takes like a half second of letting go and then pressing again, which is like, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
So Arc Raiders probably.
I do know in the finals the winch, I've been grabbed around a corner a few times. So like,
I've started to hate the winch. I hate the stick. The stick. The poop stick. I hate that stupid put barricades up and then swing through the barricades with your stick tactic. Oh, that drives me nuts. Especially because
that must hurt. Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating. Yeah, as a light player especially. But no, actually, maybe this is a hot take. I feel like as a light player, I have the highest advantage against not the winch, but the stick. Because if I can see them coming, I'm the only one that can fucking outrun the motherfucker while still doing 180s is to return fire and maintain my distance. So it's the same thing with the flamethrower. If you can see them coming, it's not that big of a deal. But the people that I'm actually complaining about are the ones that play in a very interesting manner, where they abuse weird things that, yeah, they're in the game, but should you be able to smack people with a stick through a wall? You be the judge. It seems fucking weird. Or getting burned by fire through a wall? That seems fucking weird too.
You can only go up with the fire, so you can burn to the ceiling, and
They seem to have fixed that. Kayla was telling me you can throw pyro on the bottom of the platform and it burns through, but it doesn't work anymore, so they clearly don't want that. It's unintended. Like
yeah. I think they did. It was like maybe 2 seasons ago they fixed that or whatever, but
Gotcha. That's the other thing.
Like, one thing about the player content too, or the player community has changed is like when our creators came out, there was like obviously a huge push, like over close to 2, I think maybe they did have 2 million copies sold or something like that. It was definitely over 1 million anyways.
We bought 2.
And yeah, exactly. And I bought 1 too. And
2 of the premium or whatever.
Oh, okay. Like the one that came with the
I don't remember if it. Okay, then yeah, that is the one we got. We got the one that came with the microtransaction stuff because I wanted to support Embark whether I was going to play the game or not, and I wanted to play the game a lot. But
yeah,
anyway.
No, they sold. The game release was obviously a super success, but yeah, it's. I think a lot of the finals player base, like the casual ones, definitely went over to to play Arc, and I don't know if everybody's returned is kind of like to play both games. Like some people only just play one game, right? So
well, and the thing is, like with Arc Raiders, it gives you whether people realize it or not, it gives you the option to play a different game than everyone else.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that got me
thing? Yeah,
that got me so much heat, and I didn't mean anything by it. Like, I mean, I guess I did. I was making a statement. I was having a conversation, but yeah, like people got so fucking upset, and 90% of the people that were like screaming at me didn't even listen. Like they probably, heard the first 5 seconds of something I said and completely took it out of context or something. Or maybe they just completely disagreed with me, and that's valid too. But, I was just trying to have a discussion and woof. But like, whether they realize it or not, when they switched from the finals, they're making an unconscious or a conscious choice to play a very casual, friendly game with intermittent violence and aggression, which there is going to generally be overwhelming support from your lobby to fuck that guy. Okay. Yeah. So, there's that game.
Oh, like if somebody does do damage to another raider, all the other raiders team up and they just like demolish that guy. Yeah, right.
And then, that PvP player, no, I can't, go into their possible motivations.
Like think about it this way. Now it's a chain event because one person now has did damage to, and they want to be in the PvP lobbies, but the raiders that take revenge
and
or
now
whatever,
they
or
get punished for doing a good thing.
Yeah, so they think they're doing a good thing, but now that just put them in a
I'm pretty sure I even said that in the original video too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, what the hell's wrong with being able to, just decide on a whim, what you want to do? That's the perfect example, what you just said. You're trying to do a good thing and maintain the friendliness of the community, but then the system just interprets it as toxicity or whatever, however it works. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not pretending to know the inner workings of it.
I'll be honest that I play the game in friendly lobbies, and if somebody attacks me, I just let them take my stuff. I don't shoot back. They just...
that brings up the next thing I was gonna say is the fact of the matter is most people, especially the friendly players, they're just running free loadouts and completing quests and shit anyway. So when their lobby isn't injected with 1 or 2 hostile players, those hostile players don't stand to gain anything from killing them. One, they don't want to fight back. Some of them are probably not incapable, but there's a nice way to say it. They're inept. They're unable to fight back or defend themselves properly or whatever. These people just outclass them, and I'm sure they're skill-based matchmaking too, but just the simple fact that one is a friendly player and one is a shoot-on-sight player is just a completely different dynamic, and one will always, or 90% of the time probably, overcome the other. There's a disparity there that player should have to experience. That's part of my original argument, but that when it's artificial, it removes all the nuance to it. It's just like, it is a literal different game. And then it leads to the whole, like, gaming the system thing, you know? Like, you have to game the system to get back into your friendly lobbies or get into the aggressive lobbies.
Yeah, you gotta do, like, 7 or 8 more extracts where you didn't do any damage to anybody to get back in those lobbies or whatever. I have a good example. So, you know the Burn Peanut, and he's, like...
Yeah, I love that guy when he did Tarkov. Everybody was, like, hating on him and shit, but I loved him. Yeah. He was great.
So he's got a pretty good following with his, what are they called? The Bungulators or whatever? And
I don't know. That's funny.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what his community is called. And he only does, mostly he does trios, so which are usually like, you know, shoot on sight if you see anybody. But he, like, broke into this room. There was 3 raiders in there, and he just 1v3'd them. And he's like, oh my gosh, these are, like, weekend dads. Like, no, don't. Like, so he knocked them all. And he was gonna, like, oh, well, guys, no, I'm sorry. Like, you guys are just, like, chilling here. Like, so he didn't, like, he was gonna revive them. But then his guest said, like, I'm so fucking poor. Boom. Kills them all. Like, he's like, no, and he's like shouting at his guests, like, no, these are just weekend dads. They're weekend dads. Leave them alone. And like, you know, he would not, the guy would not have anything to do with it. He's like, I am so poor, I need it. And it, like, that's the thing. They had loadouts, but at the same, it's just like the Peanut actually understood. Like, basically, they didn't even fight back. Like I'm looking for a fight for my content, and here these guys just like basically let me kill them. Not that they wanted that to happen,
right?
And then the guest basically just like wouldn't have anything to do with like following Peanut's acknowledgement, and they probably were just like, yeah, like what I saw on screen. I'm like, yeah, they were trying to return fire, but they just didn't have the skill to do that. And basically if they were, they did look like weekend dads that are just having a good time, you know, playing a game.
So a couple of things makes me think of. Nothing takes the wind out of my sails when I go to shoot somebody and they yell friendly, and they sound like they're crying. Like, I'm just like, okay. And then when I do get into a firefight, like say someone pops a few shots at me and I'm like, hey, you little shit, you get back here. And I try to shoot them, and then they just like can't hit me at all. I just kind of like give up, because it doesn't feel good to beat up a little kid or to beat up someone whose skill level is equal to a 5-year-old.
Well, see, okay, that's a good point, Caleb, but let's go back to the, like, aggression-based matchmaking system, because, like, that kind of a system cultivates an expectation when somebody is generally friendly that the majority of people are friendly, and all that does is further villainize the aggressive players that they do encounter. Not that there's anything wrong with being an aggressive player.
No, that's a good point.
If the system was more organic and it was just the averages, the general consensus, whether it was, you know, subconscious or, you know, you consciously realize that, you know, you realize, oh, more of the community is friendly, or, you know, I can expect friendliness about this much, and everybody would be getting, I get about that many friendly people in my lobbies, and then the expectation wouldn't be diverted into 2 groups that don't understand one another, especially when they're not aware of the aggression-based matchmaking. I don't know. With it just being the averages, nobody's really villainized for being aggressive. That's just kind of how the game is, and everybody's playing that game. That also goes into what I had mentioned, you know, it increases the value of the kindness when you're not shoehorned into lobbies with people that are kind all the time because the game knows that you're kind, or however you want to phrase it. Maybe kind's not the right word, because I can be an aggressive player, but I consider myself kind. You might not think it when I'm talking shit, but I'm just joking. Like,
so I was in talking about Arc Raiders, I was in a match the other day, and I was just like, you know, I wasn't really doing anything. I was probably questing, because I'm an objective player, so like I do objectives, and so I like just go through the list to pick one, and I go and do that. I'm not even thinking about someone interacting with me, and I was trying to get it through this thing, so I jumped on a zip line, and I knew like I could hear them standing right behind me, like I knew it, and then eventually they threw a snap grenade right on my backpack. So like I was like, oh shit! So I'm going across this zip line, knowing that I'm gonna get like there's nothing I can do. Like I'm totally snap blasted. So. Like, and then that person trolled me through the whole match. So like I just showed out. I said, not gonna engage, keep up the good work, and off I went. And but I like went through the process, and we ended up being like 2 or 3 of the last people in the lobby, because I was like,
Please tell me you made friends with this person. Oh my god.
No, they killed me.
Oh no, they were a cock.
And so they trolled me to them, because I know, because it like the little intercom comes up, you can see who interacts with you, right? So
oh yeah, you can see if people are, as soon as someone shoots or something. Can't you see them on like
there's a little
as soon as they speak
icon. As
soon as they speak, you can see that people are around you or something.
Yeah, if you want to know who's around you, if there's been noise or anything like that, you can. I think you just tab. And
I knew there was something like that.
Or escape. It's either escape or tab, and it gives you a list of people that are like close to you.
That's so silly.
And so like I'm tabbing, and then so I'm like checking one of the last things I found. Like I finally found what I was supposed to be doing, and that's the stupid thing. I didn't get the thing into my save pocket, and then I'm dealing with a shredder, which is like stressful enough.
What's a shredder? A weapon? Or it's an arc.
So it's an arc in Stellamonus that blasts out shotgun shells, like buckshot in like 360. It's like an explosive, like goes all 360 around the arc, and it just like it does huge amounts
like
of damage if you're in the blast. Yeah, but it like it's a hovering like Roomba kind of thing. Like a tall Roomba.
Okay.
And it just blasts out. I don't know. I'll get a clip of one and show it to you. But so I'm dealing with that. But then I could hear this guy behind me again, and I'm at the extract. So I'm like, but then I clicked in, and I'm like, why is no one pressing the button? Because I'm dealing with the shredder, like they should be. But I guess, I don't know, it was like 30 seconds, and then I realized no one's pressed the buttons. So when I turned around, I realized that it wasn't the shredder doing damage to me. He was like doing little pecks at me. And finally he like throws a grenade, and I jump out of the way, but then I took damage from the shredder, and so then I was knocked by the shredder, not by him. And I'm like, buddy, you fucked this all up, because you want to be in the PvP lobbies, obviously. And he's like, yeah, I'm getting kind of bored. And I just thought, if I did some damage. He's like, come on. And then he's in the extract. So now I crawled over, I got the button, and he's still being an asshole, because he's like still peppering me with like, and I'm trying to dodge it and everything like that. Not that I really care, but, and I'm like, you know what? Screw you. You just leave. And he's like, no, come into the train. We'll get out of this raid. We'll do a reset. I'm like, no, you just want to kill me and then take my loot. So, you know what? Screw you. I'm gonna stay over here. I'm just gonna die right here. If you want to, like, and that's the thing. It's the last extract. There's like only a minute left, and there's a shredder on me. So like it was a funny interaction. Like I don't record any of my content, but it's just like one of those things. So like the person obviously was bored now. They had done enough, and that's one thing that I've come along with Arc Raiders is that. Like I'm already done my 3rd expedition.
Well, that's because you play the shit out of every game you play. Like I got you into Helldivers, and within a week
I wouldn't be able to do that, Vix. If I was playing PvP, if I was playing PvP, I would not be near where I was now.
Again, that goes back to people play different games, and I talk about that in the first video, and people lit my ass up. One guy, I'm gonna call somebody out. You go read the comments if you care who it is. Some guy called me out, basically calling me a retard because like who gets stuck on duct tape, and I was like, it was a fucking hypothetical, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that I'm like referencing Tarkov a lot, and in Tarkov, yeah, you can get hung up on duct tape. You can get hung up on anything. Like it kind of sucks. So whatever. But you were mentioning that you just like didn't want him to have your stuff. I will admit to once or twice getting into a scrap in Tarkov and having a, once VoIP was added, that whatever. But I'll admit to to once or twice in Tarkov knowing I was maybe like outmatched, period. Like whether it's because they had superior positioning, whatever. In Tarkov, you don't know if that person's got good aim or if they've just got good game sense or if they've got both or anything. Oh, I've run into a minefield once or twice with my backpack so that they couldn't have my shit. Like I stuff as much good shit in my ass as I can and then off to the minefield I go because they might get to me, but they'd be real stupid to try because nothing I have is really worth it ever. But yeah.
Well, that's the same thing, and I think there's a part of that with Arc Raiders is that, and I don't know actually. I like in the beginning of the season there was like some mention that maybe the cost of your loadout would affect your matchmaking as well. But I don't think that seems to be a thing now because like I see lots of like friendly lobbies that are just they're rocking, you know, the Hall Crackers, which is like it doesn't do damage to raiders, but it's like it does huge damage to Arc. And then I also see them like people coming in with Tempests and stuff like that, which I find that if you run a Tempest, it's just a calling card to say, yeah, I want that gun. Like I don't care even if I sell it or whatever, it's worth money, so I want it. So those kind of things. But
so you're saying that depending on what you bring into the loadout, you're more of a mark.
Yeah. Like the matchmaking is different, or like you've been definitely marked. So
well, see, I think free loadouts are great. Like obviously, it's never fun to get backed into a corner in a game, and I say this as somebody who has played Tarkov for off and on. I'm not proficient at Tarkov. That's why I was excited for Arc Raiders, because I don't want to spend 48 hours a week playing Tarkov just to learn a map or some shit, you know? Like, I enjoy the immersion, but I enjoy it very casually, much like I enjoy Helldivers.
And that's Arc Raiders to a T right there, so...
Yeah, so... I don't know.
If you just accepted some of the downfalls of the game, you would definitely have a fun time. Well, we should play as a team and have some fun. And we're gonna get shit on and we're gonna lose a lot of money, but it's just we're doing it for fun anyway. So
yeah, I mean, I'd love to, and you're absolutely right. I've acknowledged, I probably in the other video I acknowledged that Arc Raiders does so many things right. The immersion factor, and it's beautiful, and I would love to reshade, and I love tweaking stuff like that and making things more cinematic. I don't know, like with the way that I know that I would end up gravitating to, I would probably play it more of a friendly PvE style than aggressive, just because the way the systems are implemented. I don't know, just something about it irks me so much that it's just like, I can't just change my mind. If the game were to have a PvE mode and a PvP mode, that would be fine in my mind. I don't care. Like, I know that for retention reasons.
Talk about that, but I think they're worried about the player base.
Exactly.
Which way the business would actually swing if that.
But like, if the game... Oh, go on, sorry.
I'm just saying that the extraction shooters have a lifetime, and I know that you agree with that, so like there's so much hype at the beginning, and then once people, the repetitiveness can get old, right? So,
yeah, so I don't know, like, I think if Arc Raiders had maintained its identity as just like a PvE game, or maybe even if it was like, because I mean, I enjoy Helldivers despite all the fucking issues, but because it's fun and it's not like there's a PvP, pseudo PvP element or whatever. Like, I don't like the idea of being villainized for a choice you make in a game that isn't being a racist pig or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, there's no place for being just a vile cunt to people on the internet. If there was friendly fire, for instance, and you could be a dick and kill your teammate, you can do that in Helldivers. You can be a dick, and it's the unintended, it's unintended. The developers are not wanting you to go out and team kill. You're penalized for it. If it was possible but not incentivized, then I would be much more likely to engage. I don't know. I just really don't like the artificialness. And, people would say, if you didn't know, you wouldn't care and whatever, but people didn't know and they didn't care, but then they noticed. And then the dev said, well, yeah, that's because of this. Before the game was even out of beta, if I recall, people were speculating, like, why does, when I watch this guy play, is it just like so aggressive and whatever, but when I play, it's like really chill, or when this guy plays, it's really, really chill, and he's getting all of his quests done so fast, and you know, this guy, he can't get his stuff done, or you know, whatever, he's not even focusing on his quests. And you should be able to switch back and forth between I'm bored tonight, I want to get into some gunfights, and it not be the bad thing or the dickhead thing to do. Like, it's a video game, your mood changes.
Yeah, I get that, and I think you could actually. I wonder if you could actually change it, like speed up the process. So like, I don't know how much you played with, like it's just the sense that like I know I play the shit out of my games I play that, but you get people that are open mic, like they're playing music. And like it's just like, so I wonder, and I want to say like I understand that I'm in friendly lobbies, but I'm like, if I was in a more player versus player lobby, would that person just die, or would they just say, oh, like he's just goofing off, leave him alone?
With the system the way it is, probably not, because it aggregates all the kill on site players.
Oh, right.
That's their MO. Oh, player, kill. Does he have anything? I don't know. He was moving. I wanted to kill him. And, you know...
Well, it's funny, the streaming content that I watch, like, they don't loot. Maybe 1 or 2 containers or something. I've never seen them pry anything open other than a door.
Mm-hmm.
And they just get all their loot from other players. So like it's kind of an interesting concept for me, because like I'm like, as Peanut would say, he's like, oh, these people are like dirt poor. Like, like that's what he said. Like, these people are poor, and that's just because
I love that guy. He's so funny.
They're looters. Like they don't have. He wants the people that have inventories of like pink grenades and pink guns and like all that, and like, and he's like
pink rarity.
Yeah, so that's like epic things.
Okay.
So yeah, it's still a pink, blue, green, and then
dude,
like gray or black. So.
I will just say I fucking hate the convention of identifying rarity through color, as somebody who really struggles with color and has to use like color correction tools to make sure that when it's for someone else that it looks the way it's supposed to look or whatever. Yeah. That's I've always hated that.
Like a PUBG stream, and I was pretty impressed. I'm like, what? I'm like, I said I love these hit marker indicators, and she's like, oh, it's
colorblind.
For visually impaired people, like color blindness. And she's like, I turned that on because like it's a green when you do a hit marker. It's like a fluorescent kind of green color, like kind of aqua-y, and yeah. Like, I'm like, you can see it so easily.
I just like customizable HUD options. I like being able to turn each individual element of my HUD off. If I could do that in the finals, turn off specific things for my HUD or have it on a toggle, dude, I would have so much fun. But anyway, yeah, well, so in Battlefield...
F12, isn't it?
Huh?
F10? I think if you F10 it takes your HUD away.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll play with that, though. I've thought about using Reshade to do it, but I just haven't played with it.
No, try one of the F9, F10s, or 11s, or whatever. Try one
F11
of those.
is screenshot for Steam.
Oh.
So it might be F10, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those higher Fs, and so it's one of those higher Fs, but it definitely, because one of the streamers I watch, they have a no HUD. You can request a no HUD game. So...
you piqued my interest. I was literally just talking today about how I really wish Embark would like add a full-on replay mode system with camera options, f-stops, and, you know, changing the lens millimeter and HUD options so that I can do full-on photo mode shit. Literally one of the only reasons I played Fortnite for that last little chunk of time was because I was just playing with photo mode. What photo mode? Oh, and I was playing with replay as a photo mode.
They still have a pretty low player base, so I bet you if you did reach out that maybe somebody would read it, so it'd be it's worth a bit.
That's very helpful, but it would be neat. If Embark's watching, please. Like, I talk to Embark in my videos a lot, but I do it as a joke because I know obviously they're not going to see it. But ironically, with the Helldivers thing, the video that actually goes up today, it'll already be up by the time you're watching this, but there is the whole point of the video is I was going to test out that new sweeper shotgun.
Okay, yeah.
And I was just running or something. I can't even remember now. But like I fell off of something and accidentally clicked my hammer, and the timing on it just felt ever so slightly off. I was like, what the fuck? And so I climbed back up and did it again and kind of fucked it up because like my expectation is to not be able to do it. So like I kind of struggled like with my muscle memory a little bit. And then I intentionally did it. And when I fell, I was able to swing the hammer. And then I used the jump pack and I could swing the hammer. And I got so fucking excited, dude. Oh my God. Because in the video where I'm bitching about, wait, no, it was the, I can't remember now. It was either the Cyberstan broke me video or the, actually, no, it was the fun guide because I was playing with Kayla, I think. And I go to hit this robot and kill it with my hammer, but I had to climb over a barricade to get to it. And because I was falling, right as I clicked to swing my hammer, it did nothing. And then I immediately get lambasted and killed. And I go on this like little mini tirade about how Arrowhead just needs to let me swing my fucking hammer. And then they added it with the entrenched update. Obviously, they didn't see my video and do it in response to me, but I'm still very fucking happy about it. I'll take any little silver lining I can get.
For sure.
But yeah, so, yeah, no, that was fun. I do love Helldivers. Somebody in the video, the not their game video, question mark, not their game question mark, in that video, somebody was
I
like...
heard the comment about Helldivers being like, pick up this gun, shoot it a lot, pick this gun up, shoot it a lot. And I'm like, yeah, but you gotta kind of play the role a little bit. You gotta...
Yeah, like, well, somebody said something like, you know, level 10 is supposed to be nearly impossible. Just be okay playing on lower difficulties. And I was like, watch some of my other videos. I literally advocate for that all the time. But,
oh, did you post that about that, in their Discord? They posted how they... So somebody called them out and said, like, well, I'll donate $1,000 to your...
Yeah, I saw that. I don't think I talked about it in depth, but I did reference it so that people would know they could look into it. Like, I didn't want to get into all that doxing crap.
Yeah. I didn't. I looked it up because I was like kind of confused of what was going on with just the interpretation. Well, not the interpretation, just the way the wording was. And I'm like, should I know about these things? I don't. I understand that I didn't need to, but then I looked into it and I'm like, oh. So